Okay, so let me say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever part of the world you are joining us from. We want to say welcome tonight to the Miles TV uh, show where we talk tonight about self awareness and emotional intelligence on our program Self Awareness and Emotional Intelligence. We were here just a night ago and we had a very good conversation on the topic mental health, why it is, matters now. So it was a wonderful one with our guest, the president for all Liberian students in India, Ms. Jocelyn BC Tumet. And tonight, again, we are here with another powerful topic, and we want to say welcome to the Miles TV. Tonight, we're going to be looking at a topic called managing stress in family, in school, and then that of workplaces. How do we manage stress? Because all those favorite places are places that we face stress a lot. And tonight we are here to dive deeper into the discussion. And we want to encourage you to please stay tuned. You can also follow us live right now on YouTube. We are live right now there. You can please share as many as you can do for us as we go through the conversation. So right now we're gonna take our musical break for a few minutes, and we encourage you to share. Once we get back, we start the ball rolling.
Right.
How about you more?
Oh, my TV, light in the world. My TV, shine on the screen. Voices of hope, living the dream from Africa's heart to the world we see. Truth and culture, Maya's TV, Maya's TV, bringing light each day, stories that guide us, show the way, one love, one voice, one destiny, welcome to the future, Maya's TV. A vision was born with a purpose so true. Buena Myers, we honor you. With faith and courage, the journey began. Building a platform for every man. Through trials and growth, the light stayed strong. Turning every challenge. Yeah. Oh, my TV, light in the world. My TV, shine on the screen. Voices of hope, living the dream from Africa's heart to the world we see. Truth and culture, Maya's TV, Maya's TV, bringing light each day, stories that guide us, show the way, one love, one voice, one destiny, welcome to the future, Maya's TV. A vision was born with a purpose so true. Buena Myers, we honor you. With faith and courage, the journey began. Building a platform for every man. Through trials and growth, the light stayed strong. Turning every challenge into yeah. Oh, my TV, light in the world. My
So let me say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever part of the world you are joining us from. We say tonight, welcome to the Marius TV show where we talk on the topic this month. We are talking about self-awareness and emotional intelligence. Like I said last night, on Wednesday, we were here with our guest, Madam Jocelyn BC Tume, who spoke to us lengthily on mental health, and there are a lot of things we learned. And tonight again, we are here with another interesting topic that talk about managing stress in family, school, and then that of workplaces. And tonight, our guests will be joining us shortly, but I'm seeing already in studio our panelists. They are here already. As you can see, they are all wearing the brand of the Miles TV. We are so excited for that. Yeah. So let's start with my brother Alfred. Alfred, good evening, and how are you doing, my brother?
I'm fine, my brother. How are you doing?
So I hope you are a little bit good. You told me your health, and I hope now you are a little bit fine.
Yeah. Praise God.
Yeah, thank you so much, Philip. How are you? And welcome tonight. We are so glad having you as one of the panelists. We are not getting you. You are muted. Please unmute the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm doing pretty good though, and thanks for asking about my well-being. And I hope you too good.
Yeah, we are fighting it, and yeah, that's
And
like we have to.
sorry, speedy recovery, bro. I just hope you are not stressed because if you are, we're going to heal. You know,
Thank you, Philip. Philip is saying that he hope that Afra is not, stressed tonight, and I'm sure that he's not. I know he's a little bit okay, like my brother said. Philip, Afra understanding this stress thing is something that is very, very important because we go under this stress thing everywhere. Most especially we as students, we go on a stress. We know it is something that is natural. It's something that we go on and this mostly has to do when people feel so overwhelmed, right? Whether that overwhelmment is something that they have to do in a certain time or have to, whatever places they are, whether from the school or from the like you say, the family, and then that of, even our society at large. There are a lot of times we face these things, the thing of stress. Sometimes we are the cause, sometimes we are not the cause. Like when you look at the thing of the school issues, sometimes you understand that the students are the one causing for their own stress. Because sometimes the time we should take, we have lengthy of time given to us, for example, to study our notes. But sometimes we delay, we wait for last minute of time. What happened at the end of the day? When we wait, these things get bucket on us, our entire physical structure or what have you start to change, right? There are a lot of changes start to come there. Now the brain now start to work over plus. And what happens, our brain, there are certain, our brain is like a memory card, right? There are certain things that it takes within certain period of time. And once that thing that the brain should take at that particular time, once it has been taken, no matter what you do, the remaining one cannot get there. And you understand that yes, indeed, the person is so worried they have to do more and more, more and more, more and more. But we say stress is a natural physical and emotional uh response to challenges or what or demand. There are a lot of us we face challenges, and that's something that is demanding. Let's say, for example, the demanding part is demanding upon you as a student, Philip, to study your lesson because you have to
Right.
study in order to make that grade. You have to study because that's why you are being sent for is demanding on you, right? Let's look at the challenging part. Sometimes family pressure, you have to deal with family issue. You have to deal with your personal issue. You have to deal with other issues surrounding you. You as an individual, where it looks so challenging sometimes to deal with this issue at the same time. Most especially when it comes at once, right? You have this one family is behind you, the school is behind you, and you are like thinking you have your own self, right, to work on some things on you. It began a burden and it began so stressful on you. And at the end of the day, some of us said we try to lose our memory. We try to lose our memory, we try to lose focus. And what happened at the end of the day? This stress thing take over our minds and we say, and once you a person is stressful, you understand that most especially that you go to the hospital, we from the hospital side. Most especially when you see people with the high blood pressure, right? We call hypertension, right? Most of them you understand that While doing them, sometimes when I have that conversation with the doctor, Philip, it has to do with family issue, it has to do with
Right.
workplaces, these things they go through, and end of the day, the doctors have to recommend you need rest because the brain had to relax. You know the brain contracts and relax. And at a certain point of time, you cannot just keep the brain in a contract position. It has to relax. Meaning everything that they have to feel free and what have you. Those hormones and whatever they are said to they get so tired and they need to rest. And you cannot continue using them over plus. So tonight these are things we are about to discuss. Let me start with my own brother Afra. Afra, our guests will be joining, but we have to start the discussion. What's your own take when it comes to the issue of understanding stress or managing stress? Can you speak to us, Alfred?
Okay, thank you. So, when we actually talk about managing stress, uh, sometimes people feel that they can actually do it alone, or I can manage my stress alone.
I'm
Well,
so
well,
sorry. Oh, you are unwell, but can you be a bit audible, please?
are you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Yes, I think we can all hear you now. For the benefit of the audience,
They feel it, God. They feel it. You're not stress me. You're not stress me. I tell you, you're not stress me. So am I loud and clear now?
sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Okay. So like I was saying, when they talk about managing stress, sometimes people actually feel like they can actually do it all alone. Yes, in some points of time, you can actually manage your stress alone. But when we're looking at the overall of stress, it is difficult for you to manage it alone. That's why we have therapies. That's why we have people that you need to. You have mentors. You have people that you have to talk to. But how did you see? I try to understand a key aspect of approach to manage stress. I actually understand. I understand from one of my mentor who I always listen to. His name is Prince E. He's a motivational speaker from America. So in talking about few key aspects of approach in which he used to manage stress. In the first one you're talking about is that you are not your thought. And that it sounds very very big. You are not your thought. It is that like cloud in the sky, negative feelings like the stress, fear, sadness can't go, but the individual, the constant witness or scar or observing them. So you are not actually your toy. Your toy is just like something, just like a fear or whatever thing are trying to drain you down. But you are not. You are more than a thought. You are more valuable than a thought. And that thing is in the way you say if you actually want to manage your stress, the first thing should come to your mind. You see what 60 seconds of stress release. Make sure that you take a deep breath in or breath in and breath out. Like you see, feeling was talking to Afra. I hope you are not stressed, bro. To be honest, to confess to you, bro, I actually been stressed quite recently. Last year student in India, it's not an easy thing. Most
Right.
especially if you actually want to graduate and leave, it's not an easy thing at that point. You have to complete your final year project as soon as you can, or else you won't graduate. You won't be able to get the document, and you'll just be here and there. Your director will just be taking from place to place. So all these things,
God.
that's something that actually got on mind. And then the next thing he's talking about is what he says, stop feeding your mind. Stop feeding your mind that you cannot do it. You say stop feeding your mind that you are weak. Stop feeding your mind with negative thoughts that you are not strong enough, that you are not capable enough, that you are going to fail, that you are not going to go to where you want to go, that your expectations are not going to be met. You just stop feeding your mind, clear your head. If there's something that you have to go for a walk. The last time we were speaking here, I think on Wednesday, and then I mentioned as one of my key stress management process I always use is always about singing. I feel like you know me for that,
You talk
brother.
about music.
Yeah, yeah. Philip, you know me for that when you were here. I'm one person that I don't care how it may be, whether people laugh or not, I should sing, and because
Right.
I understand what I'm going through in my head. So only I understand that feeling. So I just have to. And then next thing you're talking about, you say what mock mood disappear for a month. Jake Moon talking about is something like about you just disappear in the sense that you just forget about everything. The things that actually stressing you up. Probably if like feeling is if it's about a girlfriend that's stressing you up, that particular thing that is stressing you up, you just
No comments. No comments.
no comment, no comment. You just you just stay away for some time. You just stay away for some time, you just hear from sometimes step away from distraction on social media or probably negative thought, negative things, negative feelings around you, things that actually won't make you to be stress free. You just stay away from it sometimes. And then last one you talk about treat your body well. Believe in yourself. Tell yourself that you can do it. If it costs for you to stand before your mirror every morning and say that you are the best, you are great, you are marvelous. Speak good things to yourself. If that thought comes into your mind that you cannot do it, you stand before the mirror and say, I can do it. If that feeling comes to that you are weak, say I'm strong. These things help you. And then let's you talk about is a find a mentor, a good mentor. Is a find a companion that you can share your problems with, that you guys can discuss. Someone that will help you. And this one is very key. On Wednesday when we were talking and we made mention of this, nowadays when you try to explain your problem, the situation, on how you feel about what you are going through in life, sometimes people judge you about it. If they don't judge you, they actually take it from one person to another, and then they spread around, and then you're being judged of who you are, of the mistakes you have made, of your failure. These things, before before I turn over to my brother Miles, I made mention of certain things on Wednesday we were speaking. There are two ways to define a man. Either you are a man or you are not a man. So that means that if you actually succeed, you are a man. If you don't succeed, you are not a man. So because of that thought, because of that statement now the people are afraid to explain that failure. People only show that success. So because of that, you just go through a lot of things. But I will stop there for tonight and we'll continue in the next time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So that was the voice of our panelist, and then that of our official co-host, always on this platform, Mr. Alfred T. Moore, and he spoke well regarding this particular topic. So Mr. Allen Yelu is asking, what's the topic for tonight? So tonight, Mr. Yelu, we are talking about managing stress in school, in workplaces, in family life, and that's where we are today. And our brother was sharing his practical, experience when it comes to this particular topic. Philip, we understand that the issue of squares can be in a two phases that talks about the positive and then that of the negative side. Let's go into a practical example, Philip. Our students face a lot of challenges when it comes to squares in positive and negative side. What has been the causes of squares continuing in a particular person or within the student career or in the student setting? Why do you think squares has become something that is always something it continue on a daily basis? Every time, every student you are right now, they will tell you I'm stressful. Everybody you ask right now, they will tell you I'm stressful. And let's look at the positive and negative side. Why do you think that negative squares have always been, the side of the student? Why do you make of that?
Thank you for that question. And tonight, the topic on the discussion is very fascinating and which I like to talk about. I will safely say to you that, stress is actually a normal part of our life. Yeah. Just as we have some normalities in our lives, stress also is. So we need not exclude stress, from our life because it is actually a natural and normal part of our life, right? But you see, the problem here with us, be it a student, be it a worker, be a parent, the problem is not about stress. It's about you, the individual. So I can safely say, within my own opinion, that stress does not have any negative, outcome. It doesn't. So whenever you care deeply about your responsibility as a student, you care deeply about your responsibility as a parent, you care deeply about your expectation as a worker. What happens is that you kind of find ways, to fulfill your responsibilities. You find ways, to establish that which has been given unto you. So the problem itself is about us having the ability to respond whenever we feel stress. So we kind of think stress to be something negative because we lack the ability to respond to our responsibilities. That's when stress comes in, Myers. You, as a student, you've been given a huge coursework. You have a huge syllabus to complete. The topics are complex, but your responsibility or your ability to be able to break down those topics into smaller compacts, it gives you, the ability to perform well in the course. But if you lack the ability or you lack the responsibility of breaking those complex topics into smaller parts, now gets you stressed negatively. But my opinion on this thing tonight is that stress is a normal part of life. It's not negative in itself. It's actually positive. So we should be able to respond to our stress responsibly because it's all about management. Now, if we are disciplined, we can safely handle our stress. And we have to handle or manage our stress in a very healthy way. Many people tend to just focus on the negativity because whenever someone is kind of stressed, they have some physical, I'm sorry about this distraction. Whenever someone tends to, feel stressed, they have some physical reaction on their body. Some of them tend to sweat in their palm or their neck will start to, ache, the pain in their neck or their body starts to shiver or whatsoever. Now, whenever you feel those, reactions, those physical reactions, you do not need to panic. What happens is that you have to react, you have to respond to what's causing you how you feel wisely. So we have to be more productive. And how can we be more productive in handling our stress? Is when we can manage it wisely. That which is kind of complex, that which we don't have the grace to carry, that which we don't have the strength or the energy to do or to complete, you need not give into that. Now, if you want to give into that, you have to break them down into smaller parts, into smaller pieces. You don't complete the entire task at once. Instead, you have to break down huge tasks into smaller parts. So, whenever you want to
Philip,
see,
I want to hold you there and ask you this question, Philip. Students often face this stress issue due to pressure and expectation. What says you when it comes to this, right? There are a lot of students, are under pressure when it comes to academic. There are a lot of students have, high expectation, and because of this, they face issue. What says you when it comes to this particular thing?
Miles, here is the thing. Number one, we already have an expectation from our parents, or we have expectations coming from our financial sponsors, or we have expectations coming from our friends. Now, let's look at the parental side. We have our parents paying our tuition, providing for us, providing clothing, shelter, and whatever. Now, our tuition is being paid in that very institution we are attending. All our parents expect of us is to excel in our studies and score good grades and bring proud to them. That means we have to excel and we have to prosper academically. Now, how can you do that? By your parents having that expectation out, performing well in your academics. It's not something bad. It's a very good thing, that a parent should always have for their kids or their children. So once our parents have that expectation that we have to excel in our studies, that's great. But now your inability to be able to meet up to that expectation of your parents, Your inability to fulfill the expectations of the parents now comes in stress, right? Because you cannot handle that wisely. First time or the first day,
Okay,
and you
let's
met
give
a
you
very
at least 1 minute. 1 minute, please wrap up in 1 minute.
okay. So you entered in your class for the first day. You met a very straightforward teacher, or you encounter a very difficult course and a complex topics. What happens? It is upon you as a student, right, to meet the teacher and then ask him about the objective of the course and also the objective of him or her, the teacher. Now, once the objectives of the course and the teacher have been provided onto you or has been given onto you, it is your responsibility to go home and tend to break these things into smaller parts. Remember, you met the teacher, he provided or she provided you the objective of the course and also provided you the objective of him, the teacher, or the madam, whoever gender it might be. It is upon you, like I said previously, it is upon you to come home. You cannot break those complex, those difficult, those challenging, objectives into smaller parts so you can tend to achieve them day by day. Now, looking at the parental side, our parents want the best of us. They want us to excel in school, score all of the A's and the B's, and become the do's in school, right? Now, that's a very brilliant expectation coming from our parents. All we tend to do is to have a disciplined study time as a student. Always have a disciplined study time. Have a day-to-day routine you follow. But your inability to have a day-to-day routine, what happens? You tend to be stressed, you tend to be overwhelmed, and you kind of burn out whenever examination is around. Now, looking at the expectation from your classmates, you are in the classroom, you see a lot of the friends that are performing well. What happens? You tend to, feel overwhelmed by their performances. That's what happened. Your friend next to you is scoring 80, the other person on the right hand is scoring 90. You cannot, create that tension in you. No, you need not panic, right? Simply because what they are doing or how disciplined they are, you aren't. So it is upon you. It is your responsibility to do that which is good, to do that which is right, to be able to score the same 80 or 90 and be able to have a good passing mark at the end of the test or semester. So it's all about us, and we've got to manage our stress in a very healthy way rather than you panicking, rather than you burning out yourself. So, I safely commit on this one, and I can provide further, explanation as we go on.
Okay, thank you so much, Philip. Thank you. I was just communicating with our guest, which of course she's going to be joining very shortly. But thank you for that. You talk about you make a certain point, and I hope our listeners today they are taking key note about that. So while Philip was speaking, we saw our host for tonight, Miss Queen. Welcome tonight, and we are blessed to have you. Do you have a word for your people before we can go to the next thing?
Thank you so much, Mr. Myers Bonan and our panelists out there. I'm so sorry for the late timing because I had a lot of activities at Jeffrey Meeting. Yeah, so like our following, this topic is very unique as it helps our mental health, which as a student, or leader, or work person is also important because nowadays that we overwhelm ourselves with a lot of activities that have caused sometimes mental illness, sometimes cause us stress as well, and it's help us to be in and proactive when it comes to our workings as a student. As you observe that you have exam as a student and then you have homework to do, is it in the other days that you have 1 day or 2 days to exam. Teacher said during your presentation, you have to prepare a project. You have a lot of things that you are overwhelmed with as a student. For in as much as that, our mental health is also important because if something happens to us tomorrow, no one going to take that task or responsibility for our life stays goes on without us or not. So looking at time management as a student is very important wherein once you have our responsibilities, one thing that I didn't work on back then, but I've worked on it. Once I know that a day that are very basic from school meetings and other stuff. So what I do in the night, I take my notepad. I write all those things that I have that day. That's what I practice. All these things that I have, maybe meetings, other stuff, activities, my school work, right? And then I try to manage my time in which I see those urgent or top priorities I have to fulfill a day. So I think these are things that help to reduce your stress and stop you to being too much overwhelmed that will cause you maybe to stroke, to pressure, to So that's it for my end for now. Thank you so much, Mr. Myers, for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Ms. Queen. We are blessed to hear from you. Let me welcome our president and Ms. Jocelyn. Also welcome, and we are excited to have you again tonight on this platform. Just speak to the people as we go straight late today. I know our president was in meeting; she's already late, but then we take that into consideration. How are you doing, Ms. Jocelyn? Welcome tonight.
Thank you so much, Myers. Thanks to the Myers TV family. I always feel excited when I see Philip here. The Honorable Coin there. We were just in meeting. But this is it. This is what we were called for. So thanks to our viewers tonight for your patience. And yeah, we are in for another exciting talk tonight. You follow us and let's share ideas. Let's learn from each other.
Thank you so much, Madam President, for that. We are also excited always, receiving you on this platform. Yes, our question straightly to you, Madam President. We want to talk about what do you make of, when we talk about stress, and you think how does it commonly affect people in school, the workplace, and then that of the family life? Madam President, can you just address that quickly?
Uh, so thank you so much for I'm really enjoying the topics that we are having these days, because these are practical things that people are experiencing on a daily basis. Okay, stress when you is when you are unable or when you feel drained, or when you have a lot of things to handle and you are there not with the right mindset, or you feel pressure, you feel tense. So how we can be able to manage our stress, if I got your question right, how we can be able to manage stress with family, with school, with work. For me, what I do, because I will give you my personal experience. There's a lot of things I have to do, and I listen to the Honorable Queen. She stated that what she does is get her schedule right before the next day. That's something also that really helped me. Scheduling my activities is something that actually helped me, because back then, when I was just doing my master's, I didn't really have so much to do. So I just knew that okay, I have to go to class and I have to come, I have to take, I have to study during exams. We are those people that study one night before exams. Yes, but we are never stressed because we plan our activities, we read, but we just we rehearse a night before more. So what I usually do, I do scheduling. I schedule my time. I have the activities that I have to do from morning to evening. So once I do that, I know that at this time I'm doing this. And one thing that is really really helping me, I know like people may say, "Oh, but you're a public figure. Why are you putting this?" But as there's responsibility increase, I realize that time is very very important. Okay, so I don't waste time on things
Right.
like Facebook, scrolling on Facebook throughout the whole day, scrolling on Instagram, you know, because I have all my activities planned. In the morning, I know, okay, I have to wake up because usually my sleep time is not really fixed, but at least my morning time is fixed. I go to sleep sometime 2 or maybe 1. My earliest is at 12. So if I go to sleep at 12, I expect to wake up. I have to be in campus from 9 to 10. So I wake up at least 8 o'clock. Okay. Somebody will say, hey, it's not early. I go to sleep by 2. So it's very, very early for me, you know. But except
Right.
except I have to.
You said the president go to bed by 2 o'clock.
Yeah. You know, hey, you never know, but I know you understand. You understand. People who have so much to do understand these things. You can't be sleeping beauty sleep at 10 when you will sleep when you reach 30. Some of us we are building our 20s, okay? So so like I wake up when I wake up, I know I have to do everything in the morning, get to campus, maybe 9:45, I'm there. And the first thing I do is I already have a plan. If I'm working in the lab that day, I know I'm working in the lab. Okay. So scheduling is something that helps reduce stress, because when you are not organized, everything becomes, a chaos for you. So organization is the first thing I will advise you to manage your stress. You have to organize your life, you have to organize yourself, and you have to organize your tasks that you have to do every day. Once you get those things done, the next thing you have to do is to avoid distractions. Distractions is one of the biggest enemy to time wasting. Most especially, it happens to me all the time. Most especially, I do this sometimes. I take emergency, yes, and but if you don't manage these things, if you allow distraction, you will never achieve anything. And at the end of the day, the same thing that you plan to do for that day will come back to you tomorrow. And now
Right.
the things that you're supposed to do tomorrow has added to the things you're supposed to do yesterday, and now you are stressed. Yes, you will be stressed. It's maths. It's practical. It's not magic. Yes, it's not magic. If you don't do something that you're supposed to do a day before and you leave it for the next day, it will become much for you and you will get tense, you will get stressed. Okay. So, and the last thing I want to stress on, I know there are a lot of things I can say, is don't do things last minute. Don't do things last minute. Some of us, they will give us assignment. I'm talking from the student background. Okay, we will have assignment. They will tell you that the assignment. Let's say today is the 13th. They will tell you the assignment is due on the 30th. You say but that's more time. Oh, hey, they time all the way on the 30th. I'll do that assignment. Every day you will postpone. Postponing activities is one thing that leads to stress. So what you can do to manage that is to do things immediately as you get them. Do them immediately as you get them. Don't postpone it. Don't keep it. If they say the 30th, you might be thinking the 30th is long, but the next day when you wake up, it will be the 30th, or it will be the 29th, and then you start running everywhere. And this is where you start telling people, "Oh, I get a lot of things to do." No, you have been very disorganized. That's why you have not done those things. You understand? So organize yourself, avoid distraction, and also do not postpone things that you can do immediately. I learned from a great man. He said, what you have to say to yourself, do it now. If it only costs 2 minutes, do it now and just do it. Thank you so much. That's what I can say as it relates to that.
Thank you so much, Madam President. I believe that the listeners, we have gotten a lot of things from our president, and that strictly to the point. You squares a very certain point, and I hope that every one of us going to talk, going to listen to that, having to do with you have to schedule yourself and try to work in time. That's one of the things you see. A lot of us today we face these challenges because we don't want to work in time. We feel like time is always in our favor. No, time
Yeah.
is not in our favor. Time runs. It's not in our favor always. Because once you try to delay, you are not delaying the time, you're delaying yourself. Once that time reach for that particular thing, it reaches, nothing can change it. That's why you see, like you said, Madam President, you talked about from the student perspective, right? That's why you see a lot of students today we face the difficulty, and at the end of the day, we want to justify. We want to justify because we
You're
don't want
right.
to think that we want to justify. I've seen that a lot of time in the classroom. You see, the teacher have given us an assignment that has to do with like a 1 week time. We did not do that assignment, but rather we come to the teacher, we come in the class with other assignment, and we try to fight with the teacher. At the end of the day, demanding the teacher to give us more time and what have you. And these are things that it is something that we have to
I
work
said the
on.
teacher
You know,
failed
most
me. The teacher
especially,
failed me.
yeah, the teacher failed me, and one, you know, I can tell a lot of my colleagues, we are learning in India, and the kind of heart these people have. Back in Africa, when teacher said yes or yeah, he said no, that no, he don't have time for that your thing, that your explanation you coming to me and what have you.
Hmm.
But here, sometimes when you try to explain to them, and another thing, Madam President, like you said, we go there. We don't work in time. End of the day, we justify. And sometimes a lot of our justification we made, sometimes it's something that it don't help us because it will
Yeah.
not build you at the end of the day. It's something that's going to destroy you in the future because
Hmm.
you will always
Hmm.
be that kind of person. Even that's why we say charity begin at home and end abroad. I tell somebody the reason why you see a lot of our oldest brother or sister today, they are going to work late, they are misbehaving at the working places. Check their school background. That's where it started from. Let's leave the school and come to the country. Yeah, a lot of them are unable to take care of the family, right? Where it started from because when they were small, they just grow up that kind of way. They not grow up with anything called responsibility. They
Yeah.
don't nothing they grew up with. So at the end of the day now, once you have the family now, you're not able to take care of them. What happens? You start to scratch yourself. You know, that's why you see parents or that of guardians, they will just talk anyhow and the children will go anyhow without type of talking and other things. And these are problems we face. But I hope to our people are taking note on this particular thing. Madam President, we were going to hit on you tonight, with another question again, and so you can try to. I don't know what are you at there, Madam President.
Yes, I am here.
So, Madam President, there's a question: how can someone recognize the early warning sign of stress before it becomes overwhelming? There are some people, right? Stress have taken over their life. What are those things that you think they should have recognized before that stress taking over them? But there are still some people, right, who still in between, right? They are still being stressful and other things. But yes, still there are some people who have not reached a situation yet that will cause them to be so stressful. And maybe they are watching tonight. So what are those those early signs? And you think how we can really try to work on them before it's overwhelmed, us as a person? Can you speak to that?
Okay. So the recognizing stress is very, very easy. If you firstly you have to pay attention to yourself. I will always say know yourself. I cannot overemphasize on a person should know themselves. Okay. Once you are able to know yourself, the first thing when you are or when you start getting stressed, you might start having a slight headache. You might feel the front side of your head aching. Okay, they call it, I think they call it in medical field, I don't know how you call it, but I think it's migraine. Okay, so when you start feeling the front, only the front part of your head, of your face, like right here, start aching, you will know that maybe there's some level of tension, building up within your body and also affecting your mind. The next thing, this one can be moderate or severe, but it's when you start being confused about things. You find yourself being confused about simple things. Let's say some people can even start talking to themselves, like the tasks have overwhelmed you, and now you sitting by yourself, you say, oh, Elena, I do the other thing. Oh, yeah, I have to do this. Oh, I still get a thing to do. That's symptoms of stress. That's symptoms of stress, because your mind, your brain, is trying to process all of these things that you have to do, and even involuntarily you are even speaking them out to yourselves. So speaking involuntarily, without being conscious of what you are saying, maybe you just find yourself just talking. That can be another symptom of stress, regardless of, maybe, except you have any medical condition that also leads to that. But if you don't have those medical condition where you are talking to yourself, you are a normal person, you just see yourself talking, you might know that, oh, you might be getting tense about some things. So these are some ways that you get to know that I might be stressed about this thing. And another thing is fatigue in your body. Fatigue in your body. You feel very tired, like you feel like your muscles, everything on you just draining, most especially you feel it from your head. You know, for me, if I'm really, like, if I have a really rough day, it's not from sometimes overuse of your mind can also lead to stress. Overuse of your mind. Yes. So you feel that drain in your body, you feel tired, you feel like somebody have beaten you up. These are all symptoms of stress. And the first thing, I don't know whether you ask me about the remedy, but what I would recommend is, when you start feeling these things, it's better firstly you be able to break down some of the things that you have to do. Once you have established what you have to do, sometimes sleep is the best remedy. I'm not saying sleep when you have not done anything, because there are people who they will say,
Who
for
sleep?
instance, say we should,
People
yes,
sleep simultaneously, Madam
yes.
President, and you tell you
As soon as they feel
reason.
small thing, let me sleep. I'm really tired. Oh, let me sleep. You will be sleeping about the other message, but God, we should sleep. We should say a little sleep, a little slumber, right? So it's not you who have not done anything throughout the day. You just wake up and you lie down, you wake up, you lie down, you say, stress, let me go sleep. No. But if you feel like you have overworked, over a certain task, if you need to rest, you have to take some rest. That's the fastest way to be able to calm your body down, calm your nerves, so that your brain can be able to function properly again. And also, once you observe these things, you have to take breaks in between your activities. You have to take breaks in between them. But just to stick to your question, you will feel headache. You will also feel fatigue in your body, and you may find yourself talking, alone. So, they call it soliloquizing. Yeah, you may find yourself doing that.
Thank you so much, Madam President. Thank you so much for that. Madam President, yes, you just said it. You talk about you talk about headache, and then the other time, people face this problem. You understand it. Once we are stressed, our head, panic, and other things, these are challenges we face on a daily basis. So we'll come to that. You just give a point. And Philip, let's hear you. What says you, Philip?
My other thing I would like people to know or better understand tonight is that every phase of life, it comes with expectation and responsibility. From your childhood coming to your teens, your young adult, your adult, whatever phase of your life, it comes with expectation and responsibility. Once you establish that foundation that, okay, I'm a person, and every phase of my life or every life, time that I have, I should be able to live up to a certain expectation. I should be able to fulfill a certain expectation. Once you have those basic understanding, and you should be able to, clearly see those things that you have the responsibility to do. Those things have been put in charge of you to do. If you tend to give less attention to them, if you tend to be careless of those things, what happens? This thing we talk about now, stress comes in. Like I said earlier on, stress is a normal part of our lives. It's normal part of our lives. So I'm looking at stress in a very positive way rather than looking at stress in a negative way. Now, since I want to be positive on this platform tonight, I would like to say to everyone listening and the ones who are going to listen after the live broadcast is that once you enter a particular phase of your life, you have to verify, you have to identify, you have to write down those things that are in your charge to do. Now, once those things have been identified by you and you kind of know your strength, you can safely or easily work those things out rather than you just working around it. Now, whenever people tend to work around things instead of working through things, what happens? They start to burn out, they start to feel tense, like the president said, and they start to feel overwhelmed. Why? Because they simply, they have the inability of working through tasks, they have the inability of fulfilling that which has been given unto them. So all they tend to do is to walk around instead of walking through. Because the theoretical part here is that once you walk around things, what happens? You only move in a cycle. You only move in a circular form. But when you tend to walk through things, you move forward no matter what happens. So your ability to be able to recognize your responsibilities and expectations is going to serve you right, in coming time. Now, what happened? Madam President said that we have to be very organizational. Yes, you have to organize your day-to-day activities mentioned by Queen earlier on, Miss Queen earlier on. You have to, if you're not good at writing, but you have to, bear in mind those things you ought to do from the very morning time to the middle of the day, the afternoon of the day, the evening and the night of the day. But if you tend to fail on those things, if you keep on failing on those things, what happens? Negativity comes in, burnout comes in. You start to feel overwhelmed, and you have to be self-aware. One thing you have to give attention to is your self-awareness. But many of us we lack that skill of self-awareness. What triggers us whenever we don't do these things? Now, if you are very self-aware and you know fully well that you ought to do a particular thing, and if you don't do that thing, a certain thing will happen to you, and that thing is going to affect your mental health. That thing is also going to affect your physical health. Better still, it could affect your spiritual health. So our ability to be highly self-aware counts a lot, and we have expectations piling up from our own to our family, to our friends, our classmates, and even in the communities. We have expectations piling up. But now you are not to satisfy all of those expectations. That's the thing. Life is not about perfection, but life is about progress. You have to be progressive rather than you being, a perfectionist. You don't need to. It's not necessary that you fulfill everything at once. You have to give priority to that which needs priority. So everything in life happens on a priority basis, right? But if we don't give attention to that, if we don't recognize those things, what happens? We feel we lag behind and we want to catch up. So since we want to catch up, what happens? We burn out. So I'm saying to us tonight that we have to handle our stress in a very healthy way. And all of
Thank you.
those things, all of those things outlined by the president, they are all healthy ways that we can be able to manage the stress we have. And don't forget, stress will always be part of our life, and it is part of our responsibility and our expectation as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Philip. So let me get to my co-host. I think she has something to throw light on this particular question in the next 1 minute, so we can ask our president the next question before we can switch to our co-host. So, Queen, do you have anything to say regarding this particular question?
Through others' explanations, I just observe and I have experienced on a bit to throw light on. You see the issue about stress that all we are talking about, like we said, is very cardinal. It's play a very important role in the lives of human, but the ability to manage that. So, like our president and others have stated on scheduling your time to know what you have to do this day, what are your priorities for this day to do. You know, a lot of things that make people to be overwhelmed when you plan a schedule to do this, to do this, to do this in this day, and you find out something will just pop in. Perhaps maybe you have to join meeting and then someone will just call you. You have to stay in call with that person and you will even join in your meeting time. So we have to manage these things, know what we want to do, know what we want to achieve in order to achieve what we want to achieve that day or in the month. As a student, as a working person, because it's not only about students, a lot of people feel so overwhelmed when it comes to their workings. Yeah, how to manage it. You come from school. You know, often people say that when a man comes from work, he spend maybe 30 minutes in the car. What is he doing in the car? That's the question. Before entering the home, what is he doing in the car?
He free his
and,
mind. The main mind has been prepared. You want to free your mind.
and, and another
It's
story
like
for
it's
another
like he's
day.
going to his stress zone.
Ah, another
No,
story
quick,
for
quick,
another day.
quick. A lot of the home today have become so toxic. So sometimes once a man reach home, he want to make sure that the toxicness of that particular environment can try to reduce little bit. So he have to sit down within the car and rethink, look for strategies, and see how best he can engage that particular topic
So,
of that
so
home.
one thing that you have to know as well, even though nowadays relationships are very stressful and toxic, but sometimes they are overwhelmed from work. Not only relationship, they are trying to figure out how can they do, because mind you, some people come from work, don't feel after that time 5 o'clock they close their out of that work. No, the whole night again is spent to work to ensure that the next morning things is set up. So it's not about maybe the woman is toxic. Sometimes have children fees to pay. You know, sometimes have a lot of things on mind doing. So they just sit in the car, think. How can they figure out something? That's it.
Okay, thank you so much
Okay,
for that, Queen. Thank you for that question, Philip. Yeah, Philip.
I would like to ask Queen this question, right? So, Queen, do you actually bring, you know, toxicity.
There's a fluctuations in your network.
You are breaking in, Philip.
Hello, am I audible? Uh, Am I audible? Okay. So my question to Queen is she actually saying that the woman actually brings in the toxicity in a relationship?
No, sir, that's not my point. Miles was
Okay,
the one who's getting on that, and I was trying to tell you it's not all the time. Men comes from work, they spend more time in the car, meaning the woman is toxic, they are thinking how to pass to that door. And, all these things. No, we should
okay,
try to erase our mind from all these things and know that they have a lot of things that is playing on their mind. Maybe they have some argument with their workmate. These are things that overwhelm them, and yeah, trying to write or to figure out these things. So, once a
Madame,
woman, once you take,
Madame being
don't
the
bring
one.
another topic for another day, because when you take care of that woman, you come to your house, you
Okay,
essentially
okay.
work
Thank you.
on you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, we coming with a
I,
very
I think I think I think Philip is trying to stress Queen.
You
okay,
get
Philip.
women,
So, Philip,
Jenna.
let's keep that. Let's keep that for another time. And tonight, Madam President, yes, a question. There are a lot of students want to balance their social life, their academic life, and whatever family life, Madam President. And we are talking about being stress free, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you think a student can be able to balance the very life that they face, right? Their academic life, their family life, and then that their social life, those things that they are also involved into and other things. How? And can you give us some remedy tonight? Our people are listening to you.
Okay, thank you. So, firstly, before we go to the balancing of different types of lives, the first thing I want us to understand is, firstly, I will always say you have to be aware, okay, for management of stress, because also the amount of activities you have, there is a possibility that you might experience some level of stress in it. So I will give you the ABC method. Firstly, the ABC, A is for awareness. You have to be aware of what are those things that make you stress, what are those things that push you beyond your limit, what are those things that make you to to get quick into anger. So this, because anger those are results of what? Stress as well. So the second thing, the B is for balance. Once you are able to identify those things that once you do this, you find yourself being stressed, you are able to what? Balance those things. Okay, you're able to balance your activities, you're able to balance your schedule, because also the fact that you are scheduling doesn't mean that your life becomes automatically easy. No, balancing helps you to know that, okay, this is how much I can do, this is my limit, this is where I can stop, this is how far I can go. So you are able to balance your life. The third thing, C, is for control. Okay, once you balance everything and see that things are still going a bit out of your limit, you try to control them. Controlling them in a sense that either you, as you know, your level of acceptance and your level of what? Rejection. Those things that you know that is in your limit to accept, because some of us, the reason why we get stressed is because we don't know our differences. We don't know what to accept, we don't know what to reject. Okay, so for a student to balance, or to be able to have a bit of social life, a bit of family life, a bit of good academic, if you want everything to be balanced, you have to be able to do these three things that I just stated. You have to be aware of what is the effect of you being social, how much or what percentage, at what percentage you can be social, what are some of those activities that you can get involved in. Because if you're a student, the first thing, you have to have priorities. As Philip said, every part, every aspect, or every time in your life, there are specific priorities that you have to what? Have. Once you are there, let's say you are in your academic phase right now, it means that academic is your what? Your paramount priority. Your first priority should be what? Your academics. So once you are able to have the right channel through which you know that you are going to excel in your academics, then you can look in social. Let's say for social, you can say let's say in 1 month I will only attend 2 parties. Let's say if you have to attend parties at all, or you have to be social at all, or it cannot be a party but maybe just an outing or an event. There are some people that brings their own schedule to you. That's why I said scheduling is very important, because if you don't have anything to do, you do what other people want. Do you understand? So people who comes to you every day, somebody your friend, you just see somebody on the campus and say, man, let's go sit down in the cafeteria. Oh, you might feel that, oh, oh, that just go sit down in the cafeteria. But the only reason why you agreeing to go sit down in the cafeteria is because you don't have anything on that time. If you have something to go and do, to go and write, or to go and study, you will tell that person, oh, I really love to sit with you in the cafeteria, but I have this thing to do. That can we do that another time? Because that person maybe is their own cafeteria time. Okay. So the a wise man said, if you don't plan people, you leave other people plans. Okay.
Right.
So you have to plan. That's why planning is very important. You cannot just live a random life. You cannot just wake up and say, oh, party on the side, you there. You get exam tomorrow, but you in party.
Party fonfon, hein? Là-bas, mais c'est party
Uh-huh.
fonfon.
I said, and India studies is very tense. It's very tense. Like it's very tedious. Okay, that's just the reality. In India, I can tell anybody, any grade you make in India, that you're great. Because the first thing said that people don't even understand you where you go stand to go ask somebody for grade. So if you any grade you make in India is for you. That the grade where you can make that the one your brain can produce that you make. So you have
Right.
to know your priorities. And also, I can tell anybody, like my friends and I can share this one. We say that if anything stressing you in India, if you're not school, then you should check yourself. If you're in India, yeah, and you stress, and not school stressing you, maybe you stress about boyfriend, then you have a misplaced priority. Because you know that you are in India for a certain period of time. I'm not talking about people who are of age, also doing school and looking for a partner to marry. Those are different things. But a young girl in 16, or in 17, 18, 19,
That much.
you ready to get married now? And then you there, you crying. Why you get exam tomorrow? You say somebody break your heart. Oh, I see him working with that girl. You have misplaced priority.
I'm telling you, man.
Yes, you have misplaced priority. You use your 20s to build. You build yourself. Everything has time. So once you are able to strike that balance in your life at a very early age, you get things moving. People ask me how I do all these things. I do them because I have plans. I don't. That's why people. I don't go to parties. If I'm somewhere, it's because maybe at that time I just have to be there. I just have to be there. But I don't agree to anything. I don't just wake up and say, "Oh, let's go for coffee." Like Indians whole day they want to carry somebody for coffee. They want to carry to cafeteria. I don't have those. I don't have time for that because I have my day already planned. Let's say if I was going to the cafeteria and you were going to the cafeteria, we can go to the cafeteria. But you can carry me to cafeteria on your timing because I have something else on my time. And that's how you strike the balance. And sometimes be comfortable to say no. This is the thing. I know that many of us will like pleasing people pleasing. And that can increase your stress because you will abandon your activities and go do another person's task. Or just go waste your time. So once you set a priority right, as a student, when you want to balance your social life and your academic life, all you have to do is give 80% to academic, give 20% to social. That's all I can say. 80 academics, 20 social. And whatsoever thing you can do after your academics, there will be social. You can give 80% to social after your academic. If you don't want to build your career, you can give 80% to social. You'll be passing to all the net club and everything. Maybe that's why then you get 20% to whatsoever you want to do. But for now in India, I will always tell my students, get 80% to academics.
Thank you so much, Madam President. You gave a certain point, and I hope that we are getting it. You know, let me just give my own, own thought on this particular thing, or my own, let's say, behavior or what have you when it comes to this particular question that I asked, Madam
Mm.
President. That's why people ask why you always like to make yourself basic, because I find myself on things that I love doing. That's what I do. Those things that matter to me, my passion. That these are things I do. That these are things I found myself doing, right? People will ask, oh, you don't go on party. Listen, I party when it's party time. You won't understand
That's
my
it.
party time. I have my own
That's
party
it.
time. You don't tell me. I don't be everywhere every time. No. You have an occasion you invite me there. It's my liking this, like what I want to come. That's it. If I don't want to come, I'm thinking
No, but
I
you
want
have
to
to
be.
come for the mini convention. You must be there.
Well, better we'll discuss that one. Right? Yeah. So that's the reality, man, of president because
Yeah,
I feel
true,
like
true.
I just cannot be everywhere anytime. You have
Mm-hmm.
to keep. You have to right now, Philly, I'll tell you there are two major places I always feel comfortable being in India. One is at the campus, two in my room. That's all. I feel so comfortable being there. Right? Because if I'm on my computer and then I'm done with what I'm doing, I catch my bed, I sleep, I relax myself. You know, because I don't want to be man, person you sell something, and being everywhere every time it creates a lot of problem for you. And at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, that's why we see today in our community. Let's come to our community issue. We find the other one say because people are everywhere at the same time. You know, people don't have their own privacy, don't have their own schedule, man. A person like you said, you must have
Yeah.
to schedule yourself on how to move. Every move you make, it must be something that will benefit you. Even the number you call man a president, I will somehow disagree. I tell somebody in India here, you have to get 95% to what you are here for, and the 5% is social. And those social things, yeah, everybody here we know we are all into life. You can do your thing, but know that what you are here for. Because
Mm-hmm.
everything you do here today reflects on how people take you tomorrow. If you here, you are passing around, you are socializing, all the parties you want to be there. Uh, like people can usually say, we say party is not bad. It's good to go and party. It's a very good thing to always be in a gathering. But sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
have to keep this. You know what I ask myself, fella? When they're having a party that I should be there, right? And I'm not there. And after that party over, then I question myself, so my being there, not being there now, it cost me anything? Nothing will last my life. So why? I just have to stay to my plane and then keep my comfort zone. Because sometimes you go to these places, there are some people don't know how to control themselves. Like you talk about controlling yourself. There are a lot of people don't know how to control themselves, right? You will go there in the name of you went there to, at least marry making other things, but there are people went there with kind of different mentalities. So at the end of the day, when they do something, when they do something to you, what become of you? Your parents don't even know that you are on a party. Your sponsor don't even know that you are on a party because their whole mind here is you come here for academic, and everything you want to do here should be relating to campus life. Anything beyond campus life, you are on your own. You
Mm-hmm.
see, but president, you live in a community. The reason why you see some students here will face challenges when it comes to this, the community issue and other things. You see, parents don't want to help. It's not like the parents don't want to help, but the first question they ask yourself, am I the one sending him there? Why we send you there for? Why you have to leave here and try to go to these things? And which of course is not, it should not be a priority, but these
Mm-hmm.
are problems. And we hope that tonight, as you are leading basis, that people who are watching, every one of us will try to make sure that we can follow the ABC pattern to be aware of ourselves, balancing ourselves. We know where to go and where to not go. We know where to speak and where to not speak. When we feel stressed, we look for solutions, right? And we do these things can help us. Me, fella, when I'm stressful, one of the things that can help me, let me tell you today, my brother. You know that PS game?
Yeah.
I play PS ahead, then I come to myself, right?
So for me,
Because I'm not ready.
I will not agree with you for that PS thing. I don't know. I just have this. Me and PS. I don't know where we had issue, but like I really get serious issue with that PS. But anyway, we'll discuss it another time.
Yeah,
But as long
my
you are
person,
managing your time, maybe it's just for
yeah,
yes because yes for me it's
my
just
person,
about
the
the
thing
time. Yeah.
yeah, the thing is, once you have been stressful and other things, like I usually say, you look for those things that will make you comfortable, right? Those things that will put you back in your rightful mind. So at that period of time, right? Maybe I'm not on the computer because I'm not really the movie types, watching movie really. The movie will end up watching me. So what
I
I
tell
usually
you that
do
all shit.
for that 1 or 2 hours, right? I just try to manage myself in one of you, or maybe when I have friends or whoever to talk to, I just call them, we talk, we laugh, and other things. At the end of the day, once it's done, I'll go back to what I'm supposed to be doing, go back to my
Mm.
normal, routine. That's how I operate. That's it. And it just
Okay, that
it
works
has
for
been
me.
good for me. It has been good for
Yeah.
me. Like I manage
Mm-hmm.
myself. Yeah. Now when I'm scared, I say I want to go to, you see sometimes you see students gather and then they are drinking alcohol. I'm not against anybody drinking alcohol. Like I listen
Mm-hmm.
to one pastor. Yes, if you feel that you can control yourself with your alcohol, you can drink whatever you want to drink, right? but I feel
Mm,
like going there, it will not be a comfortable area for me. So what I do, I stay at my place and relax myself, do whatever that will make me feel comfortable at that hour and then switch. So I hope tonight that we are trying to learn these things and every one of us are sharing our thoughts on this. And it is something that we
mm-hmm.
have to take very, very serious because we live in a student environment. What the president is saying today, she really stressing on the student life. And mostly, Madam President, for our females, they have been one of the people that have been facing serious challenges when it comes to these things. They don't know
Yeah,
how to manage their. They quick to say they quick to say people break their heart.
yeah.
And you are not, I can tell people, you are not, yes, we are all into life, we are young people, you are into life, but it is not your key priority of being here. Somebody breaking your heart should not be now. Somebody should break your heart in your 40, 50 at least, where you are.
That's
No, the other one, they say women get biological clock. That's somebody break a high at 28, By 28 now you should be wrapping up with school,
No,
Yeah.
Madam President, right now it's a
But
school. We talk about school environment. Why you bringing up about breaking hard the school environment? It's a
I
school.
mean,
Anything that will break the heart right now,
you know,
Madam President, should be the school. Let the
actually
school break.
relationship is another way where people find people to talk to. It's just that you should get in relationship that don't drain you, don't cause you more stress. You should get in a relationship that is beneficial for you, not the other way around. Yes, you can be, if you are not able to find a responsible relationship that is building you instead of draining you, or taking so much from you that you are going to that level of stress, then I advise you to focus more on things that brings you peace of mind and also helps you in your purpose of being here. As I said, India is just for some years. This is not our home, and once you come here honest. That's why they gave you a specific visa for being in this country. So I will continue to say the only thing that should stress you in India, it should be the reason why you are here. The visa you have should be the only thing that's stressing you. Anything
That's
other
what I
than
said about the president. That's what I said. That the school stress
yeah.
me, and then people will see reason when I
Mhm.
explain it to people.
Mhm.
But not what
Mhm.
somebody else, and other things. You have to just
Yeah.
minimize that thing because the reason why we don't try to minimize it because the kind of heart we carry within it, right? If we can take
Mhm.
that kind of heart we can give to our girlfriend, boyfriend, give it to the academic here, it's gonna help her a lot because it will help you
Mhm.
to go far off rather than rather giving your heart to somebody that in a trimmer of an hour split it into two and it's become a problem for you. So thank you so much for that. Philip, I know you want to say something, but let me just give you at least 30 seconds, then I can turn over to my co-host for tonight.
Okay, thank you. That which I
Fella
want to
was
say.
telling me you can get him some more time, and he can really want to.
Madam President, just leave Philip myself. Just leave Philip myself. One day, just follow the
Okay,
show when Philip is serving as host. Just follow the show and while where I'm serving as
make it give
panelist.
you one second. Okay, okay. Hmm.
I just a article on this one, right? Miles, let's all imagine the weight we have. Maybe you might carry about 60 pounds. You might weigh about 60 pounds. And then imagining you carrying a bag on your head, which has, numerous of encyclopedia, those heavy stuff, high volume, and it weighs about 10
Hey,
pounds.
why are you dropping out? You are dropping out something deviant.
I mean, right? You carry 10 pounds and you weigh 60 pounds. How many husbands, the daughter 10 and you level 50? Now you have an iron which also weigh about 10, right? Then you left with what? 40. On and on, you are already occupied and you just have 2 kilometers to cover and you weigh 60 pounds. But all of those things that you carry, they are much higher than the pound you weigh. 60, and then you have about 65. Can you easily, can you smoothly leave from your destination to your source? Oh, I'm sorry, from your source to your destination? No. You cannot leave from your source to your destination based on the weightage of those items that are weighing you down because you already weigh 60 and those items overweigh you by 5%. Now, how can you leave from your choice to your destination? You just scared. So what happened is what Madam President said and Queen said, and you also, buttress that earlier on while you spoke. You have to break things down. You have to prioritize things. Looking at academics, then I'll come to the family, then I end with the working environment.
30
So
seconds, 30 seconds, sir.
once I do that, just in few words. So what happens is that me being a student, like I said, I have numerous of courses. Okay, this is practical and this is fact. For this semester, I carry about 9 courses offline in the classroom, 9 courses, and online I carry 4 courses. How many do I have? 13 courses. Aside from those courses, I have other online courses that I've paid for, to be able to enhance my, developmental skill when it comes to the computer and other stuff. And I also carry some youth leadership course that I carry every Sunday. I have to go to school every Sunday after church. How do I balance those things? From Monday to Sunday, I'm in the classroom. How do I balance those things? How am I not being burned out? It's because I give priority. And mind you, don't think I'm not social. I'm very sociable, right? I can do my social media thing. I can talk with people. I can chit chat and do stuff. But guess what? Madam President said, if you don't schedule, you're going to work in somebody else's schedule. That's it. That's it. So we being students, or you watching us, you are a student. All we say to you is that you have to break complex tasks into smaller pieces because you cannot achieve everything at once. Madam President said awareness comes in. Know your ability, know your strength, know your weakness. You have to do your SWOT analysis. I've done mine. That's why I can easily, smoothly, and wisely carry on these things. From Monday to Sunday, I'm in the classroom. Imagine. And I come home, the latest I come home is 8 to 9 in the night. I come home. How am I managing? It's because I give priorities and I break down those complex things into smaller parts. And I can, daily and from time to time achieve it. That's for students. And now let's come to, our parents. They have a huge responsibility. Both parents having 5 children. You have to do their tuition, you have to do shelter, you have to provide medication, you have to do, food and everything else. And then your salary is not much to be able to cover these things. Now, you still have to balance yourself mentally and balance yourself physically, because if you don't do that, what happens is that you're going to, get away from your children at a very early age. Then you kind of burn out. You let frustration carry you. So what happens is that you tend to give priority. It's not every time you take your children for ice cream. It's not every time or every month or every weekend you buy new clothes. You take them to the boutique. You don't do that. You have to do tuition. You have to pay electricity bill. You have to pay water bill. You have to do other transportation thing and medical bill as well. So you give priorities to those bills you have to, pay for your kids and even you. So you don't need to satisfy the children's desire. No, you don't need to do, because they are with you for many years. So I've seen many of our parents, they suffer from that. They suffer from that a lot. So all we're saying to you is that you have to give priority to those, expenditure you make on a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. You have to do that. And let's look at the
Thank
work
you.
environment. When it comes to the working environment, you have expectation from the boss. I'm ending on this just in 4 seconds. You have expectation from the boss, right? What happens? You have to make report. You have to gather the data. You have to clean the data. You have to pre-process, and you have to export the data. But now, while you're in the office, you kind of on social media, you kind of looking at the latest food they have in the restaurant. You kind of, searching for the best place to go over the weekend. You are not maximizing the little time you have in the office. So what happens? Deadline catch up with you, and you just don't know what to do. So our ability to be able to manage our tasks and give priority will actually help us to manage this thing called stress. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Philip, for that. Thank you, Philip. I think when Queen is serving
No,
as a
I
host, she's a
understood.
faithful queen.
I understand now why you give Philly 30 minutes.
Why?
I think Queen. So okay, before we get to our co-host, I will be taking at least two questions to our guest, and then out of the panelists. Let's take a musical break of let's say 1 minute, and then once we get back, you're gonna hear the next voice is our co-host, Miss Queen. Thank you.
Myers, you come and play my favorite music.
Welcome to the
Yeah.
future, Myers TV. The vision was
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, Myers TV. Light in the world, Myers TV. Shine on the screen. Voices of hope, living the dream. From Africa's heart to the world we see. Truth and culture, Myers TV. Myers TV, bringing light each day. Stories that guide us, show the way. One love, one voice, one destiny. Welcome to the future, Myers TV. A vision was born with a purpose so true. Buena Myers, we are new. With faith and courage, the journey began. Building a platform for every man. Through trials and growth, the light stayed strong, turning every challenge into a
Thank you so much. I think the president need one more time when it comes to the music. Yeah. So thanks so much, Bona Myers. So for those that are just following, our topic is managing stress in school work and family life. When we were on our first round, a lot of people talked about club. So one thing that came to my mind, we social life is not only about going to club or going on TikTok video. TikTok to stay the longest time that you want to spend it, but you can stay in your room and still be social. And I was talking about PS. Yeah, you can stay in your room and still be social.
And be
Yeah.
wasting your time, right?
Now the issue is this everyone do things that make them feel like to balance their stress. Some people once they are stressed they go to gym, some people once they are stressed they play music. For me once I stress, trust me, I go straight to football these days. The president will be shocked, I know that. But
Play,
I'm
we
so
play,
much involved in the
we play the
football.
same game.
I'm so much into football. So, after everything, right, that's what we talk about getting your priorities and doing it in time, right? Once you have a schedule, for me, I get schedule for football as well because there will be no way, no condition that Real Madrid will ever play football game, then I don't watch. It's not possible because these are things that make me feel happy as well. But we also have to, to prioritize what needs to be prioritized. So coming
Mhm.
to our president, which is our guest, I have a question. For me, I'm not a medical student, but thank God Bonamara is here, and I think others are here that are doing medical. Medical person will tell you that you have to sleep at least 7 to 9 hours a day. Looking at how busy you are, you have meetings. Like the president said, sometimes you go to bed two. At least her own is two, but that's a minimum time that even goes to bed in India. At least because after running around all my busy life, I still have to imagine you'll be watching Madrid game up to 3 in the morning, sometimes 3:30. I have to pay for that game. So imagine the time I woke up. So how can one balance that? Sleeping for, imagine, 7 to 9 hours according to medical practitioners. So how can one balance that when knowing very well you have to wake up in the morning by 6:30 or 7, because we are university students, we go to school by 9, but others are in high school. I guess it's devotional at 7:45, something like that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so how can these things, student put these things into practice that you know very well? You have your work, you have student, you sometimes devotion, even work you all earlier than that time. From some other from Christian home, sometimes wake up at 6:30 up for devotion and stuff. So how can these things, be balanced?
Okay. Thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Uh, that is a beautiful question, and I love the way you said it because uh, we are on the platform that is screaming worldwide, and I know maybe a little girl out there, who have school in the morning, also battling with stress. It's not just the older people, because some of these children, they come home, they go and sell, then they have to come and cook, and then they have to take care of their small brothers and sisters. All these things, can create stress and tension. But what I can advise anyone, what can work for everyone is, firstly, me sleeping, let me just make this very clear. Me sleeping 2 o'clock is not healthy. I'm doing it because I have to. Okay, but that is not, according to medical studies, is not the best time to take rest. So the best thing you can do is, you within your 24 hours, you can start from a day. Let's say you have everything scattered, now. What I want you to do now is just take a pic, take a pen and paper, and write down all the things that you think you do on a daily basis. I'm not talking about the spontaneous one, but things that are constant, like waking up in the morning, going to school, taking your shower, going to school, classes you have, and then uh maybe making dinner for yourself, taking a night shower, studying. So these might be the basic things for a student. For a parent, they can think about uh waking up in the morning, getting their kids breakfast, making sure their kids are dressed, and also going to work, taking care of office duties, and coming back to make food for their family, then getting the kids ready for bed, and also maybe having time with their partners at home. So once you have all these basic things, you can attach time to them. It's not as easy as we said, but once you are disciplined enough, you have to discipline yourself. Once you discipline yourself, you'll see things start to flow gradually. They say if you want to make anything to be permanent, just do that thing consistently for 15 days, and I can tell you it will remain with you forever. Just 15 days. Okay? So let's say for a student, you you have to make that sacrifice. Even if you go to bed at 2 o'clock, say I will wake up at 6. And you might not get that 8 hours of sleep for the first day, but when you wake up at 6, you will see you have ample time to get ready for school. You get your bath, you get your breakfast, and by 7, you are done. You go to school. After your classes, you come back in the house. You If you have to cook, if you are there cooking, you cook. Maybe let's say you come back by 5, because when you go to school early, maybe you might come back at 6 latest. When you come back by 6, you quickly freshen up. If you freshen up before you take your dinner, you can do that. If you take dinner before you freshen up, but make sure that you attach timing is very important. Say I would use maybe 15 minutes to take my shower and 15 minutes to eat, and maybe by 7:30 I will start studying. After studying, I will study for 2 hours, because maybe you have already studied in campus. I will study for 2 hours up to 9:30. By 9:30, maybe I will take 30 minutes to play on my phone, or maybe to do something else that I love to do, maybe to read a book or something. Anything you love to do, you can use that 30 minutes. So by 10:30, once you sleep at 10:30, If you wake up at 6, or if you sleep at 10, you wake up at 6. That enough time of sleep. I think it's around 8 hours. It's around 8 hours. From 10 to 6 is 7 8 hours, or even 9 hours of sleep, and that's all you need. That's all you need. That is sufficient enough to keep your body healthy. So, just to summarize it, you just have to plan what you have to do, attach timing to it, be disciplined to those timing. If you say you will do something at 7, do it at 7. Don't say, okay, so at 7, you did do nothing. Maybe you say, from 7 to 8 I will do this, and maybe you didn't start at 7, you start at 7:30. Now you want to finish it at 8:30. It just disrupt your schedule. So do it the time you say you would do it. Do it consistently for 15 days. And after 15 days, you will just see yourself doing these things. It will just flow naturally. And then you can still be healthy.
Thank
And
you.
if you have to, yeah,
Thank you.
just to add your games as well. Maybe those things are not every day. So once in a while also is really I really don't think it's really bad, but as long as it's not consistent, yeah. Maybe if you have to wait up for 3 for your game as well. It's just once in a while. Yeah.
Thank you so much, our guests. Each other. In as much as we want to keep passionate, we want to work in our 20s. We also have to prioritize our health. That's why I learned that, because once you are not healthy, you cannot achieve all these things. Only a healthy person can do that. So from my experience, for me, what I do once I because I know my life is so basic, so easy. You don't choke off my weekend. I hate people like I take my weekend to rest because I know I really don't have ample time to sleep. You don't choke off my weekend. The person will even call me around like 1 in the afternoon. I still have issue with you. You don't just joke with my weekend because I use these things, to take care of myself. Because all the time you are busy with other people's life, you are busy with other activity. You have to also take care of yourself, do things that make you feel happy, clean your room as a student. Like in India, you have to cook your weekly food. All these things you have to, create time for yourself. And if you need some medication, and sometimes a friend of mine, right, told me this. He said that sometimes, right, just playing within yourself. He said today, I will not touch my phone to go on Facebook. The reason you are doing this thing, you are disciplining yourself for tomorrow. Like it will come a time you will not do certain things. Like I have practiced this, even my skin bearing with. At times I will see call coming, like you will just be everything you're here because you will call me anything you want to tell. Just tell me if I change out because I just create time for this thing. At times I say today, I will not pick someone call, I will just be myself. I just want to spend time with myself. It's important. Because when you break down, trust me, these things that you are running after today, how you want to plan your future, you want to eradicate your family from poverty, you want to do these things, it will not be achieved, and life will still go on. One of the beautiful things, life want to still go on. So let's hear from Miles having to be a health practitioner. Let's hear from you on this. Me, I know you okay. Everything will tell you that you have to even sleep for 8 9 hours to back
Thank
and
you.
feel steady.
Yeah, Queen. So that's why you just said I was just about to tell you as a person, you have to sleep for 8 hours. That's the health protocol. You as an individual, you have to sleep for 8 hours. You have 24 hours in a day, so you have to sleep for 8 hours. So let me tell you my own thing that I do, right? So I break my sleep down, right? I split it. So right after I come from school by 4:30, I try to do maybe 2 hour or 2 hour 30 minutes sleep. I sleep for that time. Or maybe I do 3 hours and one of you I sleep for that time, right? So I get other things to do when I wake up. I have to find food to eat and do other things. Then I find food, I eat and do all these things. Then if I don't have any family things to do, or maybe I don't have any other things to do again, I try to eat maybe my 1 hour 30 minutes or sometime again. I eat it. When I eat it again, then I come back now, I get on my computer. So you see, almost every day I get on my computer. Almost every day I get on my computer. I get on the computer, I'm there because I tell you, right, for me personally, right, it's at the net hour my brain gets sharp to think twice to make certain decision. In a day, no, you will just get maybe from the school campus and maybe my sleep thing there from me and then my normal thing I do. But at the night hour, there where my brain gets sharp to do a lot of things. So sometimes you saying you go the person was saying you go to bed 2 3, Normally I go to bed by 5, 6, and I just take like 1, 2 hours because like 8 hours there I've already cut it. You understand it, right? I have cut it already. I broke it down, small, small, and then I sleep. I'm okay. I can get up again the next morning by 8:15 that I wake up, try to get my bath and other things go back. So Queen is very good because, like you said, your health matter a lot, right? You cannot keep or using yourself. You cannot keep or using yourself. Like I tell people, there are certain things our brain will not take no matter how you do it. You can overuse the brain. The brain gets certain storage. I want is done, is done. Nothing beyond, nothing lesser. It's okay for that period of time. So you can overuse yourself. That's the same thing with the body. You can overuse yourself, right? Let's say, for example, like normally when you are in a medical school or what have you, they always give an example between the human being and that of they give an example about the car. They say, see the car, right? If you have a car, right? Let's say, for example, you get maybe certain portion of the engine there, it's not really functioning, right? Do you think that car gonna function the way it's supposed to function? It won't function that way, right? Because there are certain things out there that is not really working, but the car is in good, good thing. So do not see yourself sometimes. That's a mistake we made. We see ourselves sometimes because we are looking so healthy, our physical structure show that we are healthy, but within we are not doing beneficial for ourselves, right? Because within there, you are not resting, you are not getting that perfect rest you should get. You are not relaxing the mind. Every time you put things, a lot of things on your mind, you are stressed, you are doing a whole lot of things. At the end of the day, the mind is not relaxed. At the end of the day, you are overusing the brain. You are overusing the brain, and what happened at the end of the day, it become problem. It become problem. It cause serious problem for you. That's why you see a lot of people now at certain point of time, certain age of now, every time they had to visit, the hospital, visit therapist, where these people can calm them down and say, ask them some question and try to explain. The doctor already know where you're speaking from. They already know, and they tell you that these are things you did, these are things you did. So I hope we
Thank
try to
you
work on,
so
you
much,
know.
Bonus Myers. Thank you so much. So let's hear from, because Philly have a issues with Tinto in a few. So let's just hear from you and give your parting comment as well. So I will be giving you 2 minutes allotted time to care one to use one stone to care two breaths.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So on the path sleeping time, I mean, we as at certain time point we just don't have control over that. It happens, according to different situations. So for me, if I don't take a nap around 5 p.m. to 6 and 7, what happens? Throughout the night, I kind of experience severe headache. Yeah, a strong one. That's one thing. So I always prioritize, after my classes and things, come home fast. The latest 5:20, I should find myself in there. But when I'm kind of busy, like over time, we have to do our documentary thing. You have to do flyers, this, that. Once as Myers can record, the other time I told him that I missed my sleep time, Myers, you can record. So once I miss that, I tend to suffer, a severe headache. So it's important we kind of have our timings, but don't get me wrong, there are times that you won't even go according to that time due to some task. So, like the president said, the latest I go to bed, I sleep is around 2:30 to 2:45. The latest. And mind you, around 1 a.m. in the morning, I'll take my shower. Because when I wake up, I don't want to be late for class. I don't want to be late. So I have to take my shower. And then when I wake up morning time, when they kind of freshen up, bam, I get myself because I'm going to bed very late. And me going in the bed around 2:45, I won't just sleep automatically. No, you won't sleep automatically. You won't. So maybe you might start to fall, asleep around 3 in the morning, or sometimes 3:10 like that. Depends on your body. So I always kind of see what to do before I get affected in front. So it's obvious that we're going to make up time to sleep 8 hours, yes, but based on the situations, you might not even sleep up to that time. So, but the reality here is that once you have the opportunity to sleep, sleep. Like Queen said, over the weekend, she sleeps a lot, and that's great. So once you have the opportunity to sleep, sleep. And that's right. And two, for my parting statement, all I would say to us is that one thing that actually reduces stress is called communication. One skill that actually reduces our stress is called communication. So you have to master the art of communicating. It's very important because many of us we tend to carry our stress silently. Many people, kind of carry stress very silently. And it's a very serious challenge they face, right? So you have to speak up so that someone can provide you support and you can get that relief. So I'm saying to us today that let's be big on communication. Let's master the art of communication. You can find a trusted person, or Maya said you could go to a therapist, speak up. Speak up. What's happening? And then you get that relief as you speak. But if you keep that within, my friend, you are silently killing yourself. You are silently damaging your health. So please, whenever you feel tensed, whenever you feel burnt out, whenever you feel overwhelmed, one thing I would say to you is to speak up. You have to master the art of communication. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Philip. So let's hear our parting comment from Myers before we come to our guest.
Okay, thank you so much, Queen. So there are a few healthy stress management technique that I would like to give us here. That every one of us should
One
try
minute,
to
sir.
practice. Okay, let me just list them quickly. Firstly, you need to have a regular physical exercise. There are a lot of us we don't like to exercise. Where it is not compulsory you go to the gym. Right in your room, you can try to do your lifting there and other things. Right, it will also keep you away from stress. It will help you a lot. And another thing we have to do, practicing relaxation techniques such as deep breath or meditation. Another thing we have to practice as an individual, we have to get time to meditate, have that deep breath. You understand it? Where mostly in our school here, where the guy you get something called a yoga, right? I think it's yoga, right? Where you see you have to have that time of meditation. Yeah, you sit down and just try to think on some things. It help you a lot to take away stress. You have that deep breath and meditation. Another thing I want to talk about, your eating balance and nutrition meals, right? A lot of us we had to know those things that we try to eat, right? We should balance the kind of food, the kind of thing we put in ourselves. Because at the end of the day, when these things are embarrassing you, what happened? You become stressful about it. If you don't know the way forward, you become stressful about it. And it plays a significant role to a lot of us today. Because that once you get to the hospital, sometimes when you are like we talk about being overwhelmed about something, sometimes the doctors will even ask you, why did you eat today? And you try to explain and say, no, the next time you have to do this, you have to do this. So you should balance your nutrition and then that of your meals and what have you. So another thing, getting enough sleep, and I stated it previously, you
30
have to rest.
seconds.
Okay, you have to rest yourself because it's very, very important. Try to rest yourself. It plays a significant role. You have to get enough rest because your health matter a lot. And the last one I want to say, engaging in habits and enjoy enjoyable activities. Those habits that you enjoy yourself doing, those activities that you always love doing yourself. Put yourself into it for that particular time, and it help you a lot to manage the thing we call stress. So I would like to stop here and say thank you so much, Queen.
Queen,
Thank
queen.
you making me feel guilty, Philip, because I know what you're about to say. But it's all good. In as much as we are coming here to educate, we are teaching about time management. We should be punctual of that.
You're
Yeah.
awesome.
So, to our guests, do you have anything? Maybe perhaps when we were through your explanation, you left with something that you have to say. You can emphasize on that. For you, I give you ample time because you are our guest. So, yeah, if you have anything left to be said, or you can get your parting comment, better stay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. As you said, we're talking about time management. So, today, I just want to also emphasize that there are two types of stress. We have distress and eustress. Distress is the negative kind of stress, and then the eustress is the positive. So there is positive stress and negative stress. Okay, but then there is a very thin line between distress and eustress. This is where I talk about you have to put the awareness, the balance, and also the control, so that you don't move from like maybe also use stress is positive, but it's also not, something that you should be experiencing frequently. Example of use stress can be stress that come from wedding. Wedding is a good thing, you understand, but then because of the many activities that you go through, so you might feel stress from it. But this stress, it can be a stress from funeral where you are emotionally drained, and also too many activities you have to do, going beyond your limits and all of that. These things are very important. Once you understand the kind of stress, you also know the technique to use to what to combat them. So, and also lastly, I just want to share a few tips on how you can manage your stress, just in case if you are already having stress right now. What you can do is, as I said, be aware of who you are and what are your limits and what are those things that you can be comfortable with. The next thing, as my colleague said, Philip stated that, and also all of you stated that, you say relaxation, relax yourself, know your limit. Once you hit your limit, relax yourself. That's why they tell you in academics, if you go 25 minutes, take a break, 5 minutes break, go another 25 minutes. The brain works, they bring the neurons, or the brain has is a system. You cannot overuse it. Just the same way, if you're using a computer and you get hot, you have to put it off. So it's the same thing. So even if the machine that is there to be used, if it can have some limitation, what's about you as a human being. So the next thing, you have to compromise. Some of us, we want to be right about everything. We want our points to be the only points that are taken. We want things that we do for us to be appreciated for them. Sometimes you let things be. I always tell people, I don't worry about things that I don't have control over. I give it to Jah. Jah will take care of things that I don't have control over, because once I cannot control it, I cannot worry about it. I cannot allow it take my time, take my space, and also take my mind. Those are the things that I do to be able to what? Relax. The third thing is, this one might be a bit funny, but if you're feeling stressed, sometimes it's better you cry. Crying is a way that you bring, yes. And for me, I wish I could say that here, but I will not say. I
President, do
used
you
to
cry?
like crying. I used
Do
to
you
like
cry?
crying a lot. Yes, maybe that's why I don't get stressed nowadays, because
Me,
when
I'm
I was
cry cry
coming up,
baby,
when
bias no over that. I'm cry
I
cry
was
baby.
coming,
My,
yes,
my
when I was
president,
coming
you
up.
cry, you cry, you create serious headache. You cry, you create serious headache.
No, no, no. Like that type of crying. That type of crying where you can cry with music. Don't cry too much there or inside. Nobody die from you. And like just small, small crying. Sometimes you just let the tears roll down. But crying is another therapy. To free out your mind and your emotions, and also have personal communication with people. Once talking with people. I'm not saying, as I said, don't go and spend and go and live on somebody else's schedule, but if you have the time to sit with people, sit with them, talk with them, and also you can learn things from there, and also you can contribute to the society. And think positively. Always think positively. Don't allow any negative thoughts come in your mind. There are some people, the only thing they say down, the only thing about their mistakes that they have made, their regrets and everything. My dear, I tell people, live in the present, learn from your past, live in the present, and plan a better future. That's it. What's the essence of you worrying about something that has already happened before? There is no need for that. Live in your present and also learn from your past. That's just it. Don't worry about things you don't have control over. Know your limit and also stay in your limit. The last thing I want to say is laugh. Some of us, because you want to be mysterious boy, mysterious girl, anybody, even with your friend cracking jokes, that you feel that, when you laugh, or you want to get a executive way of laughing, or even your friends trying to joke with you, but nobody can joke with you, nobody can make you laugh. For you, they have to do that story that we used to tell when we were small, who will make a king dodo laugh. Nobody doing that story here again. Nobody,
The
you will not marry any princess. No
Feel
princess, you
like
not
I'll make a
marry
Queen
princess.
Dollar life.
So always be flexible. You live your life. Why are you being so tight? You tell you say when you tie your face, you'll be mysterious again. Mysterious again, mysterious ball thing, everything finished now. You tie your
word,
face, people will be
word,
afraid of you. You tie your face, people will not want to talk to you. So always
Yeah.
laugh, feel relaxed, enjoy communication. It's only funny while the person are keeping it laughing in you. You won't go laugh to your horse before you reach your horse. It will not be funny to you. So when it's only funny to you, laugh to the pay. Yeah, laugh good. And also some of you, you won't laugh or you won't be bluffing in laughing. You won't laugh. I'm not saying laughing your way, but laugh. Enjoy laughter. You understand? Enjoy laughter. It also help with stress management. So these are some of the things I want to share, and I hope we're able to learn from each other. I learn a lot. I will always say I keep learning, relearning, and I will always continue to learn. Nobody knows everything, so I always feel happy to be here with you guys to learn from you. Yeah, great minds like Philip, like Honorable Queen, like our CEO there. I always say this man is a great man. I'm really, really proud of him. And all of you out there that keep watching us, I want to say thank you for always supporting the Myers TV. This is it. This is your own person. He's a young man. You have to support him just by watching. Don't only go and watch Be Better Naija. Also learn some educated things from these platforms. I want to say thank you for always being there. We hope we're able to give you a few ways to manage your stress tonight, and we'll always be here whenever we are called upon. Thank you so much. I think it was very great being here with you all, and I
Uh,
always love to be here. I love you guys, and God bless all of us.
man.
Thank you,
Thank
Thank
you.
you
thank you
so much.
so much.
Thank you so much. The Myers TV family do appreciate you, Miss Tommy. Our last statement I got, she said, enjoy the laughter. For me, once I see
Yeah.
something funny, once I see something, once I can see something, a post on Facebook, I actually run to comment section because I want to laugh. I don't enjoy that post, but the commenters, they are they are so interesting. Like once I see this thing, trust me, I will laugh in my room. Like I would laugh, really laugh. I enjoy my own company. That's a fact. I will spend the whole time in my room. I don't feel bored. I even feel like I shouldn't be watching football. You see me shouting at a video club. That's me right there. I enjoy my own company there in my room. So Javier, thanks so much for those that have been following us. We appreciate your time being here. And to our panelists, we want to say God bless you, God bless Liberia, God bless Africa. This is how we Jordan care things of today's intention. See you Saturday, same time. Bye bye.
Bye.